In this video, we're going to look at the concept of reactions of acids for chemistry. After going through this video, you understand the basic reactions of acids for chemistry. So ensure you stay to the very end of this video. Okay, so we're looking at reactions of acids. Okay, now let's begin with the neutralization reaction, of which acids react with either metal oxides or metal hydroxides, which are bases to form salts and water only. So metal oxides or metal hydroxides are bases. Alright, so either of the two forms of oxides, when they react with acids, they form salts and water only. Now let's look at a typical example. Let's say that hydrochloric acid, alright, is reacting with copper oxide. So this reaction will produce copper chloride plus water. Okay, so this will be the output. Now we need to balance this chemical equation. So we have two atoms of chlorine at the right, so we're going to put two value here. So we now have two atoms of chlorine at the left. Chlorine is now balanced. What of hydrogen? We have two atoms of hydrogen. Hydrogen is balanced. We have two atoms of hydrogen here at the left as well. So copper, we have one atom of copper. We have one atom of copper. For oxygen, we have one atom of oxygen. We also have one atom of oxygen. So the chemical equation is balanced. So when hydrochloric acid reacts with copper oxide, we're going to have these outputs: copper chloride and water. Okay, now another typical example. Remember, in this reaction, this is copper oxide, all right, a metal oxide. This is also a base, but in this case a weak base. Okay, now another typical example is when sulfuric acid reacts with potassium hydroxide. This reaction will give us potassium sulfate plus water. So all you have to do here now is to balance this chemical equation. So let's begin with hydrogen. We have three atoms of hydrogen at the left. We have two atoms of hydrogen at the right. So to balance hydrogen, let's say we put two here. We now have four atoms of hydrogen at the right. That means we're going to put two here to balance this one. So we now have four atoms of hydrogen as well at the left. These two here plus these two here make it four. Alright, so hydrogen is now balanced. What of sulfur? We have one atom of sulfur at the left. We have one at the right. For oxygen, we have six atoms of oxygen at the left. We have also six atoms of oxygen at the right. What of potassium? We have two atoms of potassium. We have two atoms of potassium. So this chemical equation is now balanced. So when sulfuric acid reacts with potassium hydroxide, this will be the output. We have salts and water only. Okay, now another typical example is when nitric acid, that's triazonitrate 5 acid, reacts with, let's say, sodium hydroxide. Alright, so we're going to have the output to be, we have sodium nitrate plus H2O. Okay, so this will be the output. Let's check the equation is balanced. We have two atoms of hydrogen at the left. We have two atoms of hydrogen at the right. We have one atom of nitrogen at the left. We have one atom of nitrogen at the right. We have one atom of sodium at the left. We have one atom of sodium at the right. We have four atoms of oxygen at the left. We also have four atoms of oxygen at the right. So this chemical equation we have here is also balanced for this reaction. These are examples of how acids can react with either metal oxides or metal hydroxides to form salts and water only. Okay, so take note of this, guys. Let's look at a couple of examples of how acids, this is my one, react with metal carbonates. Let's wipe this. So when acid reacts with metal carbonates, they are going to produce salts, water, and carbon dioxide or carbon dioxide respectively. Alright, note that metal carbonates are also bases. A typical example is, let's say, hydrochloric acid reacts with sodium carbonate. Alright, now we're going to have the output to be sodium chloride, okay, plus water plus CO2. Alright, so this will be the output of this chemical reaction. So basically all we have to do is to balance this chemical equation. Let's begin with our hydrogen. We have one atom of hydrogen at the left. We have two atoms of hydrogen at the right. So we put 2 here. We now have two atoms of hydrogen at the left. Hydrogen is now balanced. Let's balance chlorine. We have two atoms of chlorine at the left. We have one at the right. So we add 2 here. Chlorine is now balanced. Let's balance sodium. Sodium is 2 here at the left. Sodium is also 2 at the right. Sodium is balanced. What of carbon? Carbon is 1 at the left. Carbon is also 1 at the right. It's balanced. What of oxygen? Oxygen, we have 3 atoms of oxygen at the left. We also have 3 atoms of oxygen at the right. So oxygen is now balanced. So this will be the output of this reaction. When hydrochloric acid reacts with sodium carbonate, you will get sodium chloride, water, and carbon dioxide. Okay, now another typical example is when sulfuric acid reacts with calcium carbonate. Okay, so when sulfuric acid reacts with calcium carbonates, I'm going to have output to be, okay, calcium sulfate plus water plus CO2. Let me write it somewhere. Okay, plus CO2. Alright, now let's balance this chemical equation. Let's begin with hydrogen. We have 2 atoms of hydrogen at the left. We also have 2 atoms of hydrogen at the right. Hydrogen is balanced. Sulfur is 1. Sulfur is also 1 here. Is balanced. Oxygen, we have it to be 7. Oxygen here, we also have it to be 7. This 4 plus this 1 here plus this 2 here. So it's now 7. Oxygen is balanced. Now, what of calcium? Calcium is 1. Calcium is 1. Calcium is balanced. What of carbon? Carbon is 1. Carbon is 1. So this reaction is balanced. Okay, so this is basically what we're going to have when acid reacts with metal carbonate. Remember, this metal carbonate here is serving as a base. Sodium carbonate here, calcium carbonate here, they are serving as a base. Okay, so these are the basic information you have to know about reactions of acids. We looked at the output when acid reacts with either metal oxide or metal hydroxide, and now we are looking at how acid reacts with metal carbonates. These are very important reactions for acid. Questions can come anywhere for chemistry, but so ensure you know what the concept is talking about and you're good to go. Let's call it a class here. Hope there's something interesting from this video. Now, if you are new to the channel, ensure you check the description of this video below. You send link to our Telegram channel. Click on it and join the Telegram channel for instant notifications. Also ensure that you are subscribed to this channel by hitting the subscribe button for more videos like this. Like, share, and comment on this video. Let me know how you feel from what you learned from this class. If you seem to have any specific questions to ask regarding this topic for chemistry, feel free to leave your question at the comment section below, and I will ensure to give you a response. Now, click on the end screen above, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.